ومن أحسن قولا ممن دعا إلى الله وعمل صالحا وقال إنني من المسلمين.
Alhamdulillah wa salatu salam ala Rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Marhaban to another episode of Ramadan with Uthman. This is your brother Uthman ibn Farooq, here to welcome you to another episode. In this beautiful month of Ramadan, in this month of the Quran, in this month of barakat, of blessings, we do tadabbur, we contemplate on the book of Allah, on the Quran, and we think about the beautiful lessons we can learn from the Anbiya, from the prophets mentioned in the Quran and Sahih Ahadith. We talk about an example for the Muslim household. We spoke about Ibrahim A.S. and Hajar A.S. Today we talk about Ismail A.S. This was such a test that it is unimaginable. But Ibrahim A.S. and Ismail A.S. showed us an example of a father and son, an example of a household and how to pass such tests. Ibrahim A.S., when he had left everything and taken his family to a barren land, and his wife Hajar A.S., she was going between Safa and Marwa, as we still do today to remember her sacrifice. Allah honored her with Zamzam, with water, with Jibreel A.S. coming and bringing that, with the tribe of Jurham coming and bringing them food and them establishing the city of Mecca. But the test wasn't done. Ibrahim A.S. as a father, he passed his test. Hajar A.S. as a mother, she passed her test. But now the test of a child and parent comes. Allah orders, subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ibrahim A.S. to sacrifice that which is most beloved to him. After a long time of not having children, after years and years of dua, Allah gives him a pious, beautiful, wonderful child, Abana, our father Ismail A.S. And now Ibrahim A.S. is being told that Allah wants you to sacrifice him for his sake. So he goes to Ismail A.S. and he tells him this. What does Ismail A.S. say? He doesn't tell him, you've become old, you're crazy. No, look at his love and his obedience for the pious father. He says, oh my father, do as you have been commanded. He knows that Allah will never want bad for you. He knows that whatever Allah orders is good for you. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives him this order. And he goes and he takes the knife and he's going to sacrifice his own son. But Allah protects him. Remember this lesson. When Allah orders something for you, it will never be bad for you. Allah does not order you with anything except that it's good for you. And Allah does not forbid anything from you except that it's bad for you. So if Allah made something haram, know that it's bad. If Allah ordered you something, made it fard, wajib on you, know that it's good. So when he goes to sacrifice his son, Allah takes his son away and puts that lamb in his place and makes sure that the oppression of killing a child is never done. Rather, a sacrifice is made where till today we remember that sacrifice. We share the meat of that sacrifice with the poor. We remember this. We share it with our family. We eat it. We remember the example that was set for us. The example of a father who would obey Allah's every order. The example of a child that respected and knew that their parent would always want good for them, and he obeyed his parents. Ismail A.S., he set such a beautiful example. He is raised there. And as he lives there, he realizes that the people there, they need guidance. And he is a teacher to them. And he learns from them and he teaches to them. And he guides them. And Ibrahim A.S. then occasionally comes and gives his son guidance. One time, as we see in the authentic narration, Ibrahim A.S. comes and Ismail A.S. is not home. So when he comes to the house, the wife of Ismail A.S. is there. And he asks her, she doesn't know who he is, she just sees an old man. And he asks her, how is life? And she complains to him, you know, life is tough. Life is difficult. Life is like this. Life is like that. He tells her, okay. He says, when Ismail comes, just tell him an old man came and he said to replace your door. And the entrance to the house, the frame of the door, to replace it. He goes away. Ismail A.S. comes and he asks, his wife tells him this, and he realizes, even though she didn't tell him, he realizes this is his father. And he tells her, this is my father Ibrahim, and he's telling me to separate from you. And he divorces from her. And this Ibrahim A.S. after a long time comes back. Now Ismail A.S. has been remarried. And he asks the wife the same question. And the wife, instead of complaining, she says, Alhamdulillah, everything is wonderful, everything is great. It's the same life, the life didn't change. It's the perspective of being thankful. And he tells her that tell Ismail that an old man came and to keep your door. And he tells her that this is my father and he's telling you to keep me. Thankfulness, a lesson we can learn. Obedience to our parents, a lesson we can learn from this beautiful story. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
ومن أحسن قولا ممن دعا إلى الله وعمل صالحا وقال إنني من المسلمين